Look at Lady Paradise.
I know. Remember a year and a half ago? with a little, some pieces of cardboard and that.
Like when you think of the Wild West, there's a certain like list of symbols that you immediately associate with Western movies and the wide open horizon and endless sort of desert.
She's, I think, everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
The Bühnenservice carved her and painted her and covered her with fur with a lot of love. She's like the Mona Lisa. She has a beautifully enigmatic expression.
Totally. You just never know what she's thinking.
Never know what she's thinking. As Puccini wrote it, and as Belasco wrote it, the whole of the first act happens inside of the bar. It just seemed like a not very rewarding task, either visually or in a kind of performative way. And so we thought that if it was more contained, like a food truck, also a sense that it's a work camp. It's a crappy place where people work really hard and have to drink some beer and try to escape the crappiness of their work life. So
it also allowed us to see this horizon the entire
Yes.
time. And the horizon, these like wide open, like sunset skies, is also such a trope in
Totally.
Westerns. And the fact that this horizon here, it is sort of the like reoccurring, like almost this light, like sort of emotional leitmotif in the figures. And it's extremely changeable throughout the piece. The brilliant bit about David's set is that like it was sort of taking those symbols and those sort of identifiers and making something much more modern out of them. To take the sort of soul of the romantic Wild West that we know from film and to infuse it with such a very modern mental picture.
I think the opera plays between a really deep and luscious romance and very hard violence and very difficult sense of justice. You could sense that romanticism was serving a sort of larger and possibly darker purpose.
I think the way that we've done it now ends up being surprisingly American and looks at themes that feel more American now than they did even when we were designing it.
America thinks of itself as a very romantic place. America's cruelty is also very profound. And I think this piece really speaks to it.
Actually, if you're looking at the stage right now, you see a man hanging in the air over a truck. And you also see this incredible, this fantasy woman that declares paradise. And a lot of the production goes about examining the proximity between those two forces.